Oh yeah, I was just talking about how I was taking interest in the same band. The same band, but that was to get my mind off of being tired from trying to take a nap, but I just woke up from it. So I was like, I will switch up my problems and go see what I think about it. And what I think is like these people, like, now it's not like, do I want to know you or do I know the best version of yourself? It's like, um, or a best version of yourself. It's like, what kind of person are you, kind of. Not, that came out wrong. I was trying to make it sound way better. Um, like, yeah, I guess, what kind of person are you actually? Because now I get to see. So that's cool. Um, and yeah, everybody goes through this weird darkness or this weird illumination, um like we at this point everybody knows things get good, things go bad, and um then it comes back around for the good parts, and um emotion wait, is that what I was talking about? Emotions being the same, yeah, but it's like days too. Like you have good days and bad days, sometimes in a row. And so, like, being illuminated, I can't believe that, like, the darkness keeps showing up again. Like, maybe it would be boring if there was nothing to, like, be up against or to have some kind of quarrel with, like I said. A challenge or conquest. And, um, like, now other people can see it too. That's just weird to me. Like, they could see their own darkness going through it too. And so, like, or like each of us similarly experiencing what happens when you try to repeat a moment, when you try to, like, um when you end up seeing yourself a certain way. Like, all these different ways that I expose, that is like gives other people an advantage. That's another thing that I'm doing. My purpose, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to be like, that's kind of like being a religious thing when you're like, I have this great purpose. And so I don't want to be too religious like that. But anyway, so I can go on explaining for the 100th time that I was a Catholic, technically, and I made all the sacraments. And then just didn't get it. No matter how much drilling you put into someone, sometimes, like, it's not the way they learn or something. Ow, that kind of hurt. Okay. Right here. Mm. But the thing is that I did get it, though. Or I would get it. I wanted to read the book from front to back because in any other way it doesn't make sense anyway. There's way too much information. If you have not read it yourself, it cannot make sense from that perspective. And then even when people telling you all this stuff, like, you're only getting so much sense, right? That's why people need all of that religious practice. That's what I think. And so I continue to think. I think, therefore I am. I think, therefore I cannot sleep. That's kind of true right now. But yeah, I took a medicine to see if that would help. Like, I wonder sometimes whether like depression levels are like a high too, like anxiety. Like, so your depression's high, maybe this pill also lowers depression. That's weird, but probably. So I should just stretch this out into the digital horizon of forever. So I find something worth talking about. Isn't that what it's like? It's like it's got to be just niche, right? Niche. Okay, sorry. Niche. Yeah, so. I have a pinata. Okay, first thing I'm thinking of. I have a pinata of Yoda in his round circular pod thing. So it's like him in a pod with the front of it, and then he's his little head and ears. And super cute. I had to get it. It was seven whole dollars at a Goodwill. Like, that seems actually expensive to me. But I mean, for a whole pinata, probably not. But still, that's what I think. And then you know what else I think? That shirt that I was wearing, that I do not know when to quit with that thing. I'm like, it's not keeping like a fresh scent anymore. Like, so, um, I was asking if I shouldn't wear it, but then I did anyway because I don't know when to quit. But anyway, it makes me think of, I saw something on TV where this lady was like, you just don't, to her son, you just don't know the difference between vintage and old. So I'm like, yeah, I do consider that stuff even when I'm like this. Like, is this thing ripped somewhere? I think these like threads right here are ripped somewhere, but no holes as far as I can see. And so did I mention it's boring? Well, trying not to fall asleep like to reading. That's crazy. That's like a really intense thing to do. Read while you're sleepy and until you get sleepy? And so my goals in life, actually, I don't know. Make art, babe. That. And then, um, wait, what was the thing I was just thinking of? Something. Oh, Jesus. So, films and stuff. Completing these films is like, okay, no. Completing a TV show is like completing a book, but, or like a series of books, but completing films is like an art. Like, it's like you're not just sitting down, like when you're aware and awake and like conscious and everything, you're not just sitting down to like kill time or whatever, to burn time. You actually like, especially if you've been given opportunity to see into the way movie magic works, that kind of thing, then you're kind of studying it from that point on. Like, I always was, but now it's sort of like, if I want to know, there it is for me to know. So that's like a huge goal, is to be able to sit through like an entire movie, which I do every once in a while, but it's normally not something that I want to watch, like intense. No, it's usually not that intense of something that I want to watch it to be able to get through it. But yeah. And then, I don't know, should I just give you all the good moments out of everything so you never have to watch anything with me again? I'll just sum it up for you. Netflix and chill. But not with you. Everybody, oh, no, wait, how does it go? It's in one of in your words. There's a song for it. But I won't say it, because I don't know. And then, yeah, I have found that this dictionary is incomplete or something, because I tried to look up a word and it's not in there, but I'm pretty sure it's a word that I got from another song. I don't know, but yeah, so what am I gonna do if the dictionary doesn't even have all the words that I need in it? That's crazy. So tell me, asunder, isn't that a word? And isn't it from the Running Up a Hill? Is that what the name of the song is called? Yeah, I don't know if that's a thing or that's a thing or that's a thing. So I digress. My point is that I would have to look up those certain things, and I'm not really scared of what you might say. I could ignore it. But it still makes me look dumb sometimes. Anyway, that's boring. One of the coolest things I ever did was go to that anime convention. Just because of like it being all themed. It's like a Halloween party that is not for Halloween. And I like the unity of it. Like that was my thing. Well, I tried to say this once before, right? I like collecting things that are different but of the same kind or something like that. Similar but different but of the same collection. Like I've been taking pictures of license plates here because there's so many. Like I haven't missed one cool one since I found it. So I have a license plate collection. I couldn't tell you any of them. Yeah, I could look it up, but I don't know. Yeah, no, I'm trying to stay on track, but anyway, so I have that, and then I saved that list of weed names, and I also saved, like, I don't know, for the benefit of anybody, a bunch of boxes of these boxes of turquoise organic American Spirit or natural American Spirit cigarettes or tobacco. And that was to make a wall. I want to make an entire wall of them, like wherever I live. Maybe. I don't know if I'm going to have enough because I'm not collecting them anymore because that's just too tragic. But so I have bags in storage of those that I collected over a long period of time. And so that's going to be an art piece. And that's kind of like something that I wanted to do. Like, that's not even enough years for me, but I want something that took a really long time that altogether, like, shows that it's timeless. Like, that it couldn't be done any better or something. Couldn't be done any less thoroughly. So, what other collections do I have? I like these stone things. I lost my rock! Motherfucker. Maybe I have one of the stone things right here. Oh, I know I have an elephant. He was sitting on that. Like that thing where people were like being able to see in the corner. He was sitting on there for the longest time. And so he's black. This is my elephant. And then I had a thing with that's not tall enough. I had a thing with feng shui for a little bit. And oh, I can't do it. Okay, there he is. Alright. A thing with feng shui where I tried, like in the old ancient century-old house that we owned for a little while there, faced like the exact right way because like the house was designed for like proper airflow and like living in really ancient times, like when you needed that garden and everything. Um and the sun out of your face, and like it went perfectly from like north to south or whatever. Wait, what am I trying to say? Or east to west. Either way, you could see the sun come up one side and go down the other. And then um all the doors opened towards the back. Like you could see through like a few doors. And what else was I saying about it? That house. Oh, yeah, I was mapping it out. I drew it, and then I learned in my feng shui book that exists in storage also. Or, yeah, I don't think I brought that one, but like what properties there are in each of the 9 sections of a room. And so I know one is something like it for me, maybe for me, or is it for everybody? I don't know. But facing like with your head west, I think is for love, like is good for love. And then I put one of these in the corner one time of like a window because it said elephants were a good symbol for that. That was the whole point I was trying to get to. But I had another little elephant. I don't know where she is. I'll call her a she. She's like gray or something, smaller. And I think one of them has something broke. I don't know. I have a lot of these. I have some from Mexico, and then I think this one is. And then I got one, and then I have like I got this was what I was looking for. And then I found that one thing that day I was getting pictures and cards for the memorial. So I have that, and that's distracting a little bit, but the jar. Yes, so I was talking about that. I made it. I think I did one for the back house, the tiny guest house. And then I also built that house on The Sims. Like it's probably still there somewhere. I don't know, but I built the thing and then I enhanced it so that I could add more characters and stuff. More life to it, whatever, but I've gone very extreme with the designing on The Sims and other kinds of designing. Like I'm a Virgo. It's an organizational skill. Uh, mm, but before I got to feng shui, was it something to do with? Oh, collections. Yeah, collections. I was like, was it something to do with this guy? Oh yeah. What else do I have collections of? I have dead lighters. That's true. I've got like cards or like random business cards. And then there's the ones that are the same size that came with the vapes, the Cake by Design, I think. Something like that. Oh shoot, no, I'm just mixing stuff, but Cake, Designer, vapes, whatever. They're really good. Except they're vapes, so know your risks. And so I have a couple of those dead, I think, too. I don't know. After the anime thing, I started collecting keychains a little bit. That's kind of interesting. And then I have tiny stuffed animals collection. That's probably it. As far as like random unique ones. Yeah, all kinds of cool shit. I have bottles from Mexico that were for Xanax, like a whole month's worth of Xanax. Those are part of my prized possession. And then I have that elephant box, so I guess I'll just leave because I don't really have anything else to say, but my stoner box is a wooden carved box that I got in, I think I got it in Jerome with my son's father. There's no way I can try to rename that. I'm not gonna say baby daddy. And so it is hand carved, and I have lots of cool stuff in there, but I do not even necessarily know where it is. Oh, I left it in safekeeping and storage, I'm pretty sure. Because it was already full. What's more interesting about that? Yeah, I wish I could go through storage. I bet I could tell you, like, stories like... Yeah, that's kind of scary. Okay, now we're back in my old house. Now I remember I was never alone. But how did it work? And how do you always get ahead of everybody else? Like, say your equipment dies or something and you need to replace it. Then what happens to me? How do how much time do you spend trying to get that perfect Sims angle on things? I can't take that seriously. Okay, and then you want to see a picture of yourself I drew? You do, right? Alright. You want to try me? I can ruin this video straight quick. I'm trying to I'm trying to get it to like be easier, but I don't need to make it any easier than this because it isn't half bad. Shoot, where is it? Alright, we're exposing. Putting up my wanted sign for this, which I could never. I can't do it, can I? Alright. Ooh. Exposing my talent and my obsession? And so what is that movie about? Alright, you're in the dark over here then. Okay, wait. You gotta really, like, think about it, though. It's not, the eyes are wrong. But then, everything's wrong if you think about it. So that's the imposter that I have going on here, because he won't tell me his true self, but I know what he looks like. I don't need to go look up your video. That would just make me feel bad. How close is it? Not as close as the other one, but also not as far as the other one. Okay, now I have to explain that. I'm exposing myself as Leonardo DiCaprio, okay? That's who I am. I'm Jack, and you are... Man, I didn't care about her, did I? Just kidding. I don't know. What's her name? I'll remember. But yeah, from the Titanic, I want to be old enough to the point where it is cool to be able to draw someone from memory. Like, yes, you can draw a still life person. I've seen, have I? I've had the opportunity for someone to be nude, but they weren't like totally nude, and then I've seen it everywhere. I've read about it. And so that being cool is still hard. Obviously, you can tell. Like, okay, I can say this. Like, that's a perfect example because then people can tell how unsimilar it looks, even though they have no comparison. Because it doesn't look real. So that makes sense to me anyway. I'm just trying to cover up my horror. Yeah. But no, I really don't care. I really don't care right now. There's not a whole lot of crazy energy. Oh, that's what I was thinking about the day. So like everyone going in through darkness or illumination, which is the process of it becoming illuminated and sparking and all those glorious, magnificent things. Us beautiful creatures. It's like even if I create this space to be exactly how I want it to be during this day, it's still going to change the next day. And then this day is going to have an energy of its own that's not entirely just mine. Like, I can't control that. That's kind of like burdensome, that I can't control the weight of the day. Like how heavy this like shadow is and like darkness falling. Like, what time is it? It's coming. It is actually not even 6 yet, but I mean, yeah, no, but the sun is still up there. And so what do we have here? I will express to you again because I failed at it. Okay, so there is a car that kind of looks like a BMW, and then a cactus on top of it. Then above that, there's a radio with an antique radio. And then next to it, there's perfume and flowers. Pretty much next to that and underneath it, there's going to be an old-fashioned lighter and a man sparking up a cigarette. And then next to that, it says, a fragrance of pure, raw sensuality. And then under that is the fragrance. Next to that is the piano, just for add some more music in there. And then it says Once Upon a Time in America. And like, of all the people in the world, I found that scrap of newspaper clipping that completes my art. That's how I feel. I feel so honored. Like, I get to make the best joke out of it because I'm the best at making that joke. I feel blessed, like, at these pictures. Like, okay, here's this one. Alright, this one I care for less. And I got upset and I wanted to erase myself, so I took it down. And now it's falling apart? Shit. Okay, well, anyways. Okay, so we've got another car, but it says High MPG Roller. It's just I don't know what it is, but it is a GM. So nothing special, nothing fancy. We got another radio type thing down here. I wouldn't know the difference, not gonna lie. I wouldn't know the difference. Got this lady with a frog on her face because she just wasn't looking very nice. But she didn't have a nice look. It was more like and not very genuine of a type of person. Anyway, who cares about that? Then we have this seating arrangement so you can sit next to her. Then the girl at the top, now it's dying. Walking off of a couch, but is now oh, that's so sad. A skyscraper. And then lipstick, Louis Vuitton lipstick. We got this girl who's kind of Alice in Wonderland like. Planets, this egg, or is it a stone? I don't know. Then there's this dress I just used for pattern and some flowers for pattern. This is just for pattern. And then this picture, no one is safe from its effects. And it's got a hula hooping, like, 80s lady with her baby that is, like, getting brainwashed by the album All Shook Up. By Cheap Trick. But yeah, that was pretty cool too, right? Now you know exactly what it is. So that's gonna need to be done. That bag fits my paintings. Pretty cool. And then the other one is too far away, so another time. Should I drive people more crazy? Should I drive you more crazy? I just had to cover up for that embarrassing moment back then. Or just then. But yeah. So there really are no rules, right? It's just like you have to be willing to, okay, in my experience, you have to be willing to be disliked. That's it. To be your authentic self, you must be willing to be disliked. Ha ha, hallelujah, the heavens have just spoken to me again. All right, bye.